Very good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, you are audible.
So, whatever we have discussed till now, everything is clear. Any doubts, any questions regarding that?
Okay, ma'am.
Please check it out and ask. So, no doubts. Aisha, Khatija, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt.
So, what topics you have covered in these 3 days? I've asked you to
Indemnity and guarantee, law of payment.
law, indemnity, and guarantee. Okay. Pledge. Khatija,
Yes, ma'am.
what about pledge? Pawning, pledging?
Yes, ma'am. Law of bailment में ही है ना?
But law of bailment is a different thing. Law pledging and pawning is a different thing.
Okay, ma'am.
Read it properly again. Okay. If any
ठीक.
doubt, then ask. So today I'm going to start Unit 9, Factories Act. So under this topic, we will be covering about what was the need of the formation of Factories Act made, what was the purpose, why it was made, and before 1948, what acts and provisions were there. Other than that, some definition of important terms that might come as a fill in the blank, smash the following, or choose the correct will come. So you need to understand the important terms used in Factories Act. Then we have powers of inspection staff, also provision relating to health of the workers, safety of the workers, and welfare of the workers. Then we have last topic, that is penalty and procedure. So all those topics, though the act is very large, but we need to study very few topics out of it. So easy part, I'll say. So today we'll try to cover all of it. Okay. So basically, before Factories Act 1948, there was the very first act which was passed in the year 1881. So what was the aim of that act? The basic aim was to protect children and also to women, provide also to provide health and safety measures. Okay, then after 1981 in 1881, in 1891, 1911, 1922, 1934, different laws came into force. Now, with the growth of industrial activities, industrial revolution was there, liberalization, globalization were taking place, were taking formation. So all these things were happening, and India just got freedom in 1947. So considering that as well, because before that we were under British rule and lots of provisions were there that was not good for humans, I'll say, be it male, female, or child workers. So a lot of procedures were not, a lot of practices were there which were not good. So considering all those factors, in the year 1948, Factory Act came into existence. The basic aim or basic objective purpose of 1948 Factories Act was, first of all, to protect the worker employed in factories against industrial and occupational hazards. Occupational hazard, what is the meaning of the term occupational hazard? Anybody just know the meaning? Occupational hazard, what do you understand by the term? Occupation. Yes, Aisha. You were saying something? No. So occupational hazards are basically the accident happening at the workplace, or you can say the things which are harmful or can cause accidents are known as occupational hazards. So basically to protect the factory workers or the employees into the you can say factories, to protect them from occupational hazard, the basic aim was to that. Also to ensure health and safety of workers and to improve their lifestyle as well. So that was the very first objective of Factories Act 1948. The second one was to impose certain restriction as to hours of work and more and make provision for leave and rest, etc. So hours of work should be regulated, proper leaves should be given, lunch break should be of proper, there were many changes in regards to working hours, like the 2 breaks should be there or 1 long lunch break should be there. So a lot of provisions are there regarding working hours. You are not supposed to read right now, but maybe if you are doing your post graduation and if you at all reading this subject, then you will be knowing about the in-depth, you'll get to know the in-depth knowledge about what all the provisions are there in Factories Act. So one of them is working hours, leaves, and rest, the place of rest. So that is the second thing. Next one is to make some stringent provision, particularly with regard to length of working, hours of working for women and young persons. Now, this term young person is being defined in definition. We'll check there what is the exact meaning of young person. So they need to regulate the working hours of women and young persons. So these are the basic 3 objectives of Factories Act 1948. Now coming to definitions of important terms. The very first definition is about section 2. Under section 2A, we have adult. What do you understand by the term adult? Who is a person who will be termed as adult? Tell me.
Who has completed his 18th year of age.
Very good. Who has completed, a person who has completed 18 years of age will be called as adult. Next one, section 2B says adolescent. Who will be adolescent?
Person who has completed 15 years but not 18 years of age.
Will be termed as adolescent. Okay. Next is 2C, child. Who will be child? A person who has not completed his 15 years of age will be termed as child. And in the act, we have mentioned about young person. Who will be a young person? A person who is either a child or an adolescent. So who is in between 15 to 18 years of age or not completed 15 years of age will be termed as young person. Okay. So that will be section 2C. Sorry, 2D about young person. Next one is power. What is the meaning of the term power? Power means electrical energy and any form of energy which is mechanically transmitted and is not generated by human or animal agency. Basically, you can say the mechanically transmitted energy will be termed as power, which is mentioned in section 2G. Other than that, we have to read about the manufacturing process. There are 5-6 points on manufacturing process. किसको बोलेंगे हम manufacturing unit या manufacturing process, where there is making, altering, repairing, ornamenting, finishing, packaging, oiling, washing, cleaning, breaking up, demolishing, or otherwise treating or adapting any article or substance with a view to use it, sale, ट्रांसपोर्ट, डिलीवरी और डिस्पोजल, जहां पे ये कुछ सारी चीजें हो रही हो किसी भी एक चीज की, या तो बनाई जा रही हो या ऑल्टर करी जा रही हो, रिपेयर करी जा रही हो या ऑयलिंग, वॉशिंग, क्लीन कुछ भी हो रहा हो विद द पर्पस ऑफ टू सेल इट, टू यूज इट, टू डिलीवर इट और टू डिस्पोज इट. इस पर्पस से किसी भी आइटम का अगर ये सारी एक्टिविटीज हो रही हैं, एनी ऑफ द वन एक्टिविटीज हो रही हैं किसी जगह पे, वी विल कॉल दैट यूनिट एज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस. ओके. और पंपिंग ऑयल वाटर, सीवेज और एनी अदर सब्सटेंस, जहाँ पे पंपिंग हो रही हो किसकी, ऑयल की, वाटर की या सीवेज की, विल कॉल इट एज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस, इट विल टर्म इट एज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस. ऑल्सो जनरेटिंग, ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग और ट्रांसमिटिंग पावर, या तो बनाई जा रही हो या ट्रांसफॉर्म करी जा रही हो या ट्रांसमिट कहीं से कहीं भेजी जा रही हो पावर, दैट इज पावर कहीं से कहीं भेजी जा रही है, बनाई जा रही है या तो फिर ट्रांसफॉर्म करी जा रही है एक फॉर्म से दूसरे फॉर्म में, उसको बोलेंगे हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस. अदर देन दैट, कंपोजिंग टाइप्स ऑफ प्रिंटिंग, printing by letterpress, lithography, photographs and other similar process of bookbinding will be known as manufacturing process. The other two are constructing, reconstructing, repairing, refitting, finishing and breaking up. And the last one is preserving or storing any article in cold storage will be termed as manufacturing process. A short answer may come on this. Define manufacturing process. So ये पूरे 5-6 points आपको mention करने हैं. What will be in what section? The section is 2K and all these 6 point you need to mention. आपको ये नहीं बताना है कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस वो होगा जहाँ पे कुछ बनाया जाता है, सिंपल डेफिनेशन नहीं देनी है. जो सेक्शन में प्रोवाइडेड है आपका डेफिनेशन वो प्रोवाइड करना है ये 6 पॉइंट्स में, along with the section you need to mention. Okay. Then we have section 2M, factory. Read it on your own. If anything is not clear, you may ask. Factory है, उसके बाद है worker. Worker is under section 2(1). Worker. कौन कहलाए जाएंगे वर्कर? किसको बोलेंगे हम वर्कर एक फैक्ट्री में? एनी पर्सन एम्प्लॉयड इन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस व्हाइल वर्किंग फॉर वेजेस और नॉट, या तो वेजेस के लिए वो काम कर रहा होगा वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट में या नहीं, उस वर्कर को हम बोलेंगे, उस पर्सन को हम बोलेंगे वर्कर. नेक्स्ट वन इज अप्रेंटिस और एनी ऑर्डिनरी एम्प्लॉय को बोल सकते हैं वर्कर. नेक्स्ट इज क्लरिकल worker provided he satisfy the latest down in the definition. It may be a clerical person as well. Also a piece rate worker who is a regular worker and in as per contract of service under an obligation to work either for a fixed period or between fixed hour. That piece rate worker will also termed as the worker. Also a person selling manufactured articles in the factory premises, जो कि already manufacture करे हुए products हैं उनको sell कर रहा हो manufacturing unit में, उसको भी हम बोलेंगे worker. And a time office clerk also as also a timekeeper in a workshop, will that person will also be termed as the worker in the manufacturing unit or a factory. So that is the provisions for a person to be called as worker. Now what are the provisions जहाँ पे हम बोलेंगे किसी भी person को non worker or no work category? A piece rate worker who comes to work at his will, so that person will become under no work category. नेक्स्ट इज पार्टनर्स वर्किंग इन द कैंटीन. कैंटीन में अगर कैंटीन वाला कुछ और एम्प्लॉयज रखता है या अपने साथ किसी और को रखता है जिसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं है कैंटीन का, दैट पर्सन विल कम अंडर नो वर्कर कैटेगरी. ऑल्सो सेलिंग एजेंट ऑक्यूपाइंग अ रूम इन द फैक्ट्री. एनी सेलिंग एजेंट जो आकर के कहीं पर कब्जा कर लेते हैं फैक्ट्री में इलीगली या परमिशन के बगैर या मे बी विद परमिशन, उनको भी हम नो वर्कर कैटेगरी में बोलेंगे क्योंकि उनका कुछ लेना देना नहीं है हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से, बिकॉज दो दे आर सेलिंग एजेंट्स. नेक्स्ट इज वेयर द एम्प्लॉयर हैज नो कंट्रोल ओवर द वर्क डन बाय द एम्प्लॉयज, दे आर नॉट वर्कर्स. जहां पे वर्कर्स ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं जो कि एम्प्लॉयर ने उनको बोला नहीं है करने के लिए, इफ दे आर डूइंग एनी सच वर्क दे विल कम अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ नो वर्कर्स. क्लियर कट? So these are the two categories of workers and no workers in any factory or manufacturing unit. Now, next one is section 111, which gives you the obligation of workers, what he is supposed to do, what he is not supposed to do. Then section 2M is occupier. One who occupies a manufacturing unit is known as occupier. So these are the two terms which you need to study. एक बार पढ़ लीजिए, it will be clear, easy ones. Next one is power of inspecting staff. If anything is not clear till now, please ask me. If anything is not clear, please ask.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, next we'll read about the power of inspecting staff. Now, what is a inspecting staff? First, वो समझेंगे. The state government may be by notification in official gazette appoint such person as possessed by prescribed qualification to be inspector. For the purpose of this act, he may assign them such local limits as it may think fit. Even district magistrate shall be an inspector for his district. Now, अब ये इंस्पेक्टर स्टाफ कहाँ से आ गया एंड what the role of this inspector staff is. बेसिकली ये जो फैक्ट्रीज एक्ट 1948 ले डाउन करा गया था, इसके लिए जो भी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन, जो भी प्रोविजंस दिए गए थे, उसको फॉलो करने के लिए वो ठीक से कंपनी के ओनर्स, वर्कर्स ठीक से फॉलो कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसको चेक करने के लिए टाइमली बेसिस पे अपॉइंट किया गया था बाय गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, द इंस्पेक्टिंग स्टाफ. अब इस इंस्पेक्टिंग स्टाफ एक भी हो सकता है और एक से ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, और एक से ज्यादा लोग भी हो सकते हैं जो कि आ सकते हैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट या फैक्ट्री में इंस्पेक्शन के पर्पस के लिए. नाउ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन over here is the power of inspecting staff, जो कि आपके एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो इनके क्या क्या पार्ट्स हैं, विल चेक वन बाय वन. ओके, the first one is first we see power inspector subject to any rules made on his behalf, and inspector may within the local limit for which he is appointed. वो क्या क्या कर सकता है, let's see. The very first thing, enter with such assistance being person in the service of government or any local or other public authority, or with an expert as he thinks fit, can place which is used or which he has reason to believe is used as a factory. Abhi this person inspector can enter into a factory alone or with any assistant or the person of services in government, or maybe a expert in the subject related to the factory, so he can accompany those people, those persons with him and enter into a factory, into the organization. The very first power he has. Next one is make examination of the premises, plant, machinery, article और substance. क्या क्या चीजों को एग्जामिन कर सकते हैं इंस्पेक्टर? Premises, that means the whole area जहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो रहा है, जहाँ पे काम चल रहा है, वर्कर्स काम कर रहे हैं. प्लांट, जहाँ पे आपकी मशीनरी लगी हुई है, जहाँ पे मशीन है, जहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन चल रहा है. आर्टिकल, जो बन रहे हैं आर्टिकल या जो रॉ मटेरियल है उसको, जो सब्सटेंस यूज हो रहा है उसको. तो ये सारी की सारी चीजें इंस्पेक्टर कैन एग्जामिन, ओके, व्हेन ही एंटर्स द फैक्ट्री. Next one is inquire into any accident or dangerous occurrence, whether resulting in bodily injury, disability or not, or take any on the spot or otherwise a statement of any person which he may consider necessary for such inquiry. In case if there is any accident or any injury to any person, so this the power of the inspector is he can inspect the area where injury or accident has happened, whereas he can also take the statement of the people who might be involved into the accident or who are present around when the accident or injury has taken place. So that is the third power of inspector. Next one is require the production of any prescribed register or any other document related to the factory. Factory में जो भी documentation है, he can ask for it, जो भी required होता है for manufacturing process. So that is require the production of any prescribed register or any other document related to the factory. He may ask for that inspection as well. Next one is seize or take copies of any register, record or other document or any portion thereof. He can seize, that means he can take it in his control, or he can take away for further documentation or further inquiry, that is called seize. Or he may take the copies of any register, record or document or portion thereof, or where he may think it is necessary for inspection purpose. So he has the right to have all those documents. So he can take copies as well, or he can seize the whole document. Okay. Next power is direct the occupier that any premises or any part thereof or anything lying therein shall be left undisturbed with a general or particular respect for so long as necessary for purpose of examination under clause B. So जो भी चीज यूजुअली आप लोगों ने सीरियल्स में देखा होगा या सीआईडी वगैरह में देखा होगा कि जो चीज जहां पड़ी है उसको वहीं पड़े रहने दीजिए until the inspector come and make the inspection. So he can direct the same thing कि whatever thing is being placed there, don't touch anything until I do the inspection. So it should not be disturbed from the places until the person inspect or do the examination for the purpose he has visited the factory. Next one is take measurement and photographs and make such recording as he considered necessary for the purpose of an examination under section B, clause B, taking with him any necessary instrument or equipments, photographs या कुछ भी measurements he can take, recording also he can make and take for the inspection purpose. Now, if in case any article or subject found in the premises being an article or substance which appears to him as given cause or likely to cause danger to the health or safety of the worker, in this case, what he can do, he can destroy that item, he can take that item into the custody, or he can ask the owner of the factory to remove that item. So whatever he thinks fit at that moment, if he sees such kind of items in the factory, he can ask anything. He may ask to dispose it, he may take it away himself, or he may ask the owner to put it away. That may cause any accident or anything, any danger to the workers of the factory. Next is exercise such powers as may be prescribed. Other than this, other powers which are required for the purpose of inspection, he holds the rights to exercise all those powers. So these are the powers of inspecting staff. Important one. Is it clear? Any doubt with any point? Yes. Now please give me a moment. Let me take the demos. The next topic which we are going to cover of the power of inspector is the provisions related to the health of the workers. What are the provisions which are provided in Factories Act 1948? So what are the provisions which are relating to the health of the workers? This is basically chapter 3 of the act which contains all those provisions. Okay. The very first provision is cleanliness. Cleanliness, which is in section 11 and 12. Now, what does it say? Every factory should keep clean and free from arising from any drain, privy, or other nuisance, and effective arrangement should be made in every factory for disposal of waste effluent due to manufacturing process carried on. वर्किंग प्लेस पूरी नीट एंड क्लीन रहनी चाहिए, कोई भी वेस्ट प्रॉपर, जितना भी वेस्ट निकल रहा है वो प्रॉपर्टी डिस्पोज होना चाहिए, और कोई भी ऐसा वेस्ट नहीं रहना चाहिए जो कि हजार्डस हो वर्कर्स की हेल्थ के लिए. सो द वेरी फर्स्ट प्रोविजन इज क्लीनलीनेस. द प्लेस ऑफ वर्क, द फैक्ट्री शुड बी clean, neat and clean. Next one is ventilation and temperature. Now, in every factory, suitable arrangements are to be made for securing and maintaining in every workroom adequate ventilation by the circulation of fresh air and such temperature as will secure to workers reasonable conditions of comfort and prevent injury to the health. Now, let me ask you a question. Anyone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are there. anyone of you have ever visited any production unit या कोई factory में आप लोगों ने कभी visit किया है? Anybody has seen any factory making anything? कोई भी चीज, maybe automobile or yeah, let's say any food, any industry, any factory. Anybody has visited? I can see 5 people listening to me, whether you are listening or not. But if anybody has visited, please let me answer. Say yes or no. Anybody has seen?
No, ma'am.
No, you have not seen. Other than that, Priyanka, anybody else has seen a factory? A unit? So it's okay because you are at your graduate level. Moreover, you people are learning at distance education, so might be you do not have the privilege as a regular students have to visit or to have industrial tours. So what I'm trying to say, why I'm asking this question, because when you visit any factory, when you visit any organization, any manufacturing unit, so whatever things which we are discussing right now, the provision relating to health of the workers, you can see clearly each and everything is being followed, because they are answerable to government, they are answerable to these inspectors, and they are answerable towards the health of the workers as well, their health and their safety. So all those things are being well maintained. I'll give some examples which the industries which I have visited in few cities in India. Like I have visited Tata Motors, and you can say this Voltas. Then I have visited HP, this laptop manufacturing unit. Also, I believe through 5 industries I have visited. So what I have seen in these, all those things have been, so once you visit these places now, these points will, like, you can relate them. You'll say cleanliness, oh, cleanliness to har jagah maintain karte hain. Next, ventilation and temperature, how they are going to maintain ventilation and temperature. See, जब बहुत बड़े बड़े मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स होते हैं वहां पर बहुत सारी चीजों, छोटी छोटी चीजें जो हेल्थ और सेफ्टी की होती हैं उसको बहुत बारीकी से देखा जाता है। और ये सारे के सारे प्रोविजन जब इंस्पेक्शन के लिए आते हैं स्टाफ, दे टेक केयर ऑफ ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, दे चेक एवरीथिंग वेदर क्लीनलीनेस इज देयर, प्रॉपर वेंटिलेशन इज देयर और नॉट, डस्ट एंड फ्यूम है तो वो प्रॉपरली डिस्पोज हो रही हो, एम्प्लॉयज को उससे फर्क ना पड़ रहा हो, ह्यूमिडिफिकेशन यूज कर रहे हैं तो क्लीन वाटर होना चाहिए उसके लिए, प्लेस शुड नॉट बी ओवर क्राउडेड, सो सेफ्टी गियर्स इफ रिक्वायर्ड, तो सारे के सारे सेफ्टी गियर्स वर्कर्स को के पास होने चाहिए, एंड दे शुड नो हाउ टू यूज दोज सेफ्टी गियर्स, मे बी हेलमेट और ग्लव्स और लाइफ जैकेट। सो जो भी उनके काम से रिलेटेड जो भी गियर्स हैं, दे शुड नो कि उनको कैसे यूज करना चाहिए। अदर देन दैट, वो जितने भी प्रोडक्ट्स या सेफ्टी गियर्स होते हैं उनका एक पर्टिकुलर एक्सपायरी होती है, तो जहां भी वो अवेलेबल होते हैं उनको टाइमली चेक किया जाता है, जब एक्सपायर ड्यू डेट उनकी निकल जाती है उसके बाद दे ऑल पूरे के पूरे रिन्यू रीस्टॉक करे जाते हैं सारे वर्कर्स के लिए अकॉर्डिंगली। मोरओवर जहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो रहा होता है किसी भी प्रोडक्ट का, वहां पे ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इज बीइंग टेकन केयर ऑफ कि कोई भी ऐसा एक्सीडेंट ना होने पाए इंडस्ट्री में, बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने और ये जो एक्ट्स और प्रोविजंस हमारे पास हैं ये बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट बना देते हैं हमारे लॉज को, सो हमारे वर्कर्स को कोई हार्म नहीं होना चाहिए इंडस्ट्रीज में, फैक्ट्रीज में। सो बेसिक रीजन यही वही है, इसी के लिए हम ये पढ़ रहे हैं। सो वेयर वर वी, वेंटिलेशन एंड टेम्परेचर। हाँ, अगर बड़े यूनिट्स हैं, बहुत बड़े बड़े यूनिट्स हैं, तो वहां पे प्रॉपर एग्जॉस्ट फैन मेंटेन होना चाहिए और प्रॉपर फैन शुड बी प्लेस्ड ओवर देयर, और अगर एयर कंडीशनर की रिक्वायरमेंट है तो एयर कंडीशनर शुड बी मेड, और फ्रेश एयर का आई मीन किधर से आ रही है किधर जा रही है, एयर फ्लो शुड बी प्रॉपर, so that should be maintained. That is section 13, ventilation and temperature. Next one is dust and fume, that is section 14. Next is artificial humidification. So where the humidity of the air is artificially increased, The water used for the purpose should be clean. Measures should be correctly carried out so as not to affect the health of the workers. The state government is authorized to make rules for this purpose. जहाँ पे ह्यूमिडिफिकेशन यूज किया जाता है, डेफिनेटली ह्यूमिडिफिकेशन के लिए वाटर की जरूरत पड़ती है प्रोसेस के लिए, तो दैट वाटर शुड बी वेरी क्लीन. नेक्स्ट इज ओवरक्राउडिंग. ओवरक्राउडिंग इन फैक्ट्रीज इज फॉरबिडेड. कहीं भी नहीं होना चाहिए फैक्ट्रीज में ओवरक्राउडिंग. एंड एवरी वर्कर इज एंटाइटल्ड टू हैव इन अ फैक्ट्री व्हिच इज ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग ऑफ द डेट. सो एक प्रॉपर मेजरमेंट यहाँ पे गिवन है आपके पास, दैट इज 350 cubic feet of space within a space of not more than 40 feet above the floor of the room. In case of factory build after commencement of the act, he is entitled to at least 500 cubic feet of space. इतना space 500 cubic feet का space होना चाहिए between the workers. इतने आसपास खड़े नहीं होना चाहिए फैक्ट्री के वर्कर्स. ओके, ये नहीं कि वहां काम चल रहा है पूरे वहां चले जाओ उधर कर लो सारे के सारे एक साथ काम. दैट इज नॉट द वे फैक्ट्री वर्क्स. एक जो प्रॉपर एक तरीका है उसी तरह से काम किया जाता है, और जो प्रॉपर स्पेस मेंटेन की जाती है वर्कर्स के बीच में, दैट इज 500 cubic feet. Next one is lighting, that is section 17. Every part of the factory must be provided with sufficient and suitable lighting, natural or artificial or both. या तो नेचुरल लाइट हो या आर्टिफिशियल लाइट हो, या दोनों की ही अरेंजमेंट प्रॉपर होनी चाहिए. नेक्स्ट इज ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, and we have urinals or latrines, also spittoons, that is section 20. All these things should be there in neat and clean condition, as well as they have to be there. ये नहीं कि एम्प्लॉय को वॉशरूम की जरूरत है तो वो बाहर कहीं और जा रहा है for getting fresh, so it has to be there. All the provision has to be made. Provision बनाना पड़ते हैं फैक्ट्रीज में ये सारे के सारे प्रोविजन, क्योंकि टाइमली यहाँ पे इंस्पेक्शंस होते हैं. इंस्पेक्शन नहीं इंस्पेक्शन होंगे और ये सारी चीजें अगर मौजूद नहीं होंगी तो फैक्ट्रीज पे फाइन किया जाता है, और कभी कभी ऐसे हार्श केसेस में फैक्ट्रीज को बंद भी कर दिया जाता है, ताला लग जाता है फैक्ट्रीज पे अगर ये सारे प्रोविजंस नहीं होते हैं वर्कर्स के लिए. तो दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ कमिंग टू प्रोविजन रिलेटेड टू द सेफ्टी ऑफ द वर्कर्स. Any question till now? Nobody is asking, saying anything. Everybody, I feel everybody is sleeping. I'm just speaking. Who is not sleeping? Tell me. One Aisha is not sleeping. Priyanka is not sleeping. Other than that, Khatija slept. Huh? Tell me who is not sleeping.
No, ma'am.
Khatija is not sleeping. And what about others? Who is not sleeping? Only Khatija is not sleeping. Others are sleeping. I'm not giving attendance to others. Tell me fast. Priyanka is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Others? This all are sleeping. You don't know what to do, you people. So next is provision relating to the safety of the workers. इनके लिए क्या क्या है safety के लिए, which is section 4 of this Factories Act. The first one is fencing of machinery, section 21. The section provide for compulsory fencing of all sort of machinery. What is fencing? Fencing is basically covering. A protective covering is called fencing. In every factory, every dangerous part of any machinery shall be securely fenced by safeguard of substantial construction. Proper construction, proper wiring, or proper walls should be made so as to cover the machinery or to make fence around the machinery. That is section 21. Now, section 22 is work on or near machinery in motion. Now, with a view to secure the safety of the workers, This section requires that examination, lubrication of the machinery while it is in motion should be carried out only by a specialist trained adult male worker wearing tight fitting clothes. While he is so engaged, he shall not handle a belt at a moving pulley, or other precaution to ensure his safety should also be taken. Now, if the machinery is running, or any repair or any oiling is being done, lubrication is being done, or any examination has to be taken place, that has to be done by a male worker. And in that condition, all the precautions, safety precautions should be taken. Also, he should be wearing tight clothing. What is the purpose of wearing tight clothes? They will not come in between, like वो कहीं फंस नहीं जाएंगे आपकी मशीनरी में. So that is the purpose of wearing tight clothes while doing inspection. So that is section 22. Next is section 23, employment of young persons on dangerous machinery. That is an obvious no. So no young person shall work at any dangerous machine unless he has been fully instructed as to the dangers arising in connection with the machine and precaution to be observed. So any young person is not allowed on dangerous machine. Who is a young person? What is the age requirement of young person? Tell me fast.
Either a child or an adolescent.
Age requirement.
Below 15 or not more than 18.
So that is a young person. Next one is, fourth one is striking gear and devices for cutting off power, section 24. So in every factory, suitable striking gears or other efficient mechanical appliances shall be provided and maintained. Driving belts, when not in use, shall not be allowed to rest or ride open shafting in motion. Suitable devices for cutting off power in emergency from running machinery shall be provided and maintained in every workroom. Okay. जब भी पार कट हो रहा है या फिर पार को दोबारा से लगाया जा रहा है, ऑन ऑफ हो रहा है, तो प्रॉपर जो प्रोसीजर है दैट हैज टू बी फॉलो. सूटेबल डिवाइसेस फॉर कटिंग ऑफ पावर इन इमरजेंसी वो ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. Fine. So that is section 24. Next is Section 25, self-action machines, where there are certain machinery जिनको human को चलाने की जरूरत नहीं होती, बस just they need to power on, वो अपने आप काम करती हैं. Now there are a lot of mechanical machineries which do not require any human touch. They just need to power on and we get the product done. That's it. Ready. So सेल्फ एक्शन मशीन्स को भी बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि जो कोई भी उसके अराउंड ह्यूमन या कोई भी वर्कर नहीं आना चाहिए, बिकॉज जो भी मशीन्स होती हैं दे आर ऑफ ऑटोमेटिक नेचर. नोबडी कैन स्टॉप देम इन बिटवीन. वो एक सिस्टम से ही ऑपरेट होती हैं. सो यू कैन नॉट गो एंड टर्न इट ऑफ एंड डू एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. सो दैट नीड टू बी टेकन केयर ऑफ. सेल्फ एक्शन मशीन्स, section 25. Next one is casing of new machinery. Casing is like protecting the smaller parts of the machinery, जहाँ पे screws, bolts वगैरह लगे हुए होते हैं machinery में, that need to be cased, that need to be covered. Why? For the reason कभी कभी जब machinery काम करती है, आप लोगों ने घर में भी देखा होगा, कोई आपके पास चेयर है जिसमें screws हैं, या कोई टेबल है, या कोई भी ऐसी चीज है जहाँ जिसमें स्क्रूज लगे होते हैं. ज्यादा काम करते करते उसके ऊपर बैठ रहे हैं या ज्यादा काम दे रहे हैं तो उसके स्क्रूज गिर जाते हैं, राइट? The same thing is there with machinery also. Sometimes what happen while working, वो जो screws होते हैं उसके parts होते हैं कभी कभी गिर जाते हैं. So proper casing should be done for those smaller parts. That is section 26. Okay. Next is prohibition of employment of women and children working near cotton openers. Cotton openers के पास women और child workers को allowed नहीं होता है काम करने के लिए. Why? What is the reason? क्यों नहीं अलाउ होता है कॉटन ओपनर्स को? कॉटन ओपनर्स के पास काम करने के लिए
कॉटन ओपनर्स मीन्स?
हाँ, कॉटन ओपनर्स मीन्स जहाँ पे आपने कॉटन के ऐसे पतले शीट्स देखे हैं बने हुए, रोल्स जिससे बनाते हैं, पतले जो शीट्स होते हैं रोल करे हुए।
यस।
तो जो जो कॉटन का जो क्या बोलते हैं हमारा सीड में से जब कॉटन निकलता है, वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कपास, राइट? उसको लेके जाके जब फैक्ट्री में पूरा प्रोसेस किया जाता है, वो जो प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट होता है कॉटन का, उसको कॉटन ओपनर बोलते हैं। छोटे बच्चे और वुमेन्स को वहां से दूर इसलिए रखा जाता है कि उसमें से जो फ्यूम्स निकलती हैं दैट इज क्वाइट डेंजरस टू देम। सो इसलिए उन लोगों को वहां से दूर रखा जाता है। और कॉटन ओपनर में बेसिकली वो जो कपास जो फ्लावर्स होते हैं या जो सीड होता है उसका, कॉटन का जो फ्लावर होता है, उसकी पूरी प्रोसेसिंग करके जब एक प्रोसेस कॉटन का लैप बनाया जाता है, उस मशीनरी को कॉटन ओपनर्स बोलते हैं। ओके।
ओके मैम।
तो प्रोविजन क्या है वुमेन और चाइल्ड के लिए? या तो वो एंट्री पोजीशन पे हो सकते हैं वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड, या एग्जिट पोजीशन पे हो सकते हैं। इन बिटवीन दीज टू पीपल आर नॉट अलाउड इन बिटवीन। ओके। नेक्स्ट इज हॉइस्ट एंड लिफ्ट। हॉइस्ट आर बेसिकली जहाँ पे वो बोल सकते हैं एक इमरजेंसी एग्जिट के लिए हॉइस्ट यूज कर सकते हैं, या इमरजेंसी वेंटिलेशन के लिए भी हॉइस्ट का यूज होता है। और लिफ्ट्स, लिफ्ट्स का जो प्रोविजन है वो भी प्रॉपर होना चाहिए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट में, दैट इज सेक्शन 28. So every hoistway and lift must be sufficiently protected by a proper enclosure fitted with gates. ऐसा ओपन नहीं रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि लिफ्ट्स के गेट अगर ओपन रह गए तो एक्सीडेंट्स हो सकते हैं। सेम इज द केस विद द हॉइस्ट, द इमरजेंसी एग्जिट्स आल्सो, वो नहीं होना चाहिए। सेक्शन 28. नेक्स्ट सेक्शन 29 is lightning machines, chair, ropes and lifting tackles. In every factory, lifting machines जो सामान उठाते हैं जिससे, chains, ropes, lifting tackles must be of good construction, sound material and adequate length and free from defects. These shall be properly maintained, and thorough examination by a competent person at least once in every period of 12 months need to be done with all these things like lifting machine जिससे सामान उठाया जाता है, वो फोक लिफ्ट, छोटे आपने देखे होंगे, कभी टीवी पे देखा होगा, एक छोटी सी मशीन होती है लाइक एक छोटे ऑटो की तरह, उसके आगे सामने दो ऐसे फोक की तरह निकले हुए होते हैं उसको। और उसमें वो फोक क्या होते हैं, वो बड़े बड़े जो कैसे ये पार्सल्स होते हैं, या बड़े बड़े जो हमारे क्या बोलते हैं, फॉरगेटिंग द टर्म, कार्टून्स, बड़े जो कार्टून्स होते हैं, बड़े कैरेट्स होते हैं, उनके नीचे उनको इंसर्ट किया जाता है और उसके ऊपर उसको उठा लिया जाता है, उसको फोकलिफ्ट बोलते हैं। सो वो दैट ऑल्सो कम अंडर द सेम थिंग। सो ऐसे लिफ्ट्स या फोकलिफ्ट्स या जो लिफ्टिंग के जो आइटम्स हैं उनकी प्रॉपर उनको प्रॉपर चेक किया जाना चाहिए एवरी 12 मंथ्स, और उसमें कोई भी डिफेक्ट नहीं रहने चाहिए, क्योंकि एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है, राइट? बाय लिफ्टिंग, लिफ्ट करते करते कुछ फॉल्ट हो गया, वो गिर गया, तो वर्कर को भी चोट लगेगा और वो सामान भी डैमेज हो जाएगा जो कि लिफ्ट किया जा रहा है। सो दैट इज सेक्शन 29. नेक्स्ट इज सेक्शन 30 अबाउट revolving machinery. Let me check how much is there. Okay. There are some, मैं read कर देती हूँ. If anything is there, please ask me. हाँ, we need to complete this factory act today. Next one is revolving machinery. Then we have pressure plants. If in any factory, any part of the plant of machinery used in manufacturing process is operated at a pressure above atmospheric pressure, effective measures shall be taken to ensure the safe work pressure of such part is not exceeded. जहाँ पे pressure machinery use किया जाता है, कुछ चीजें बनाई जाती हैं under pressure, तो जैसे कि सिरेमिक्स है उसको प्रेशर में रख करके कुक किया जाता है, सिरेमिक के बर्तन है, तो ऐसी चीजें अगर यूज हो रही हैं तो उसको प्रॉपर केयर लेना चाहिए सेफ्टी का इंपॉर्टेंस में। देन फ्लोर, स्टेयर्स एंड मीन्स ऑफ एक्सेस, आने जाने के रास्ते, सीढ़ियां और फ्लोर्स, that need to be taken care और properly maintained होने चाहिए. Then we have pits. Pits मतलब गड्ढे. Sums आप लोग को मालूम होगा. And opening and floors. कुछ भी ऐसा अगर open है तो उसको properly covered या properly fenced करना है. That is section 33. Then excessive weight. Worker का एक अगर कुछ भी वेट लिफ्टिंग का है उसको तो एक प्रॉपर वेट फिक्स किया जाना चाहिए. दैट उसके ऊपर वेट लिफ्ट नहीं कर सकता ना तो वर्कर और ना ही मशीनरी. So that is excessive weight. Then we have protection of eyes. Then precaution against dangerous fumes. Fumes क्या होते हैं? Fumes क्या होता है? What is fumes? Any idea? बताइए जल्दी से. Yes, tell me fast. You people are listening or not? क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग? मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. कोई जवाब हाँ ना नहीं भी जवाब नहीं देना चाहते हैं. Next is precaution against explosive or inflammable dust gas, that is section 37. Next is precaution in case of fire, section 38. Power to require specification of defective parts or test of stability, section 39. Next is safety of building and machinery, section 40. So these are the important provisions relating to safety of workers. So in your examination, you need not learn by heart all the provision. There may be like a question like provide any 5 provision for safety of workers or 10 provision or any 10 provisions, not serial wise mentioned. So we have studied 20 provisions over here. If you study 10 to 15, that is sufficient enough from examination point of view.
Okay, ma'am.
Next is the provision relating to welfare of the workers. Now, ये हो गया पूरा हमने जो भी पढ़ा था सेफ्टी के लिए. अभी वेलफेयर यानी कि उनकी वेलबींग के लिए क्या क्या प्रोविजंस है हमारे पास, we'll see. The first one is washing facility. For washing facility, proper washrooms should be made and they should be accessible to both males and females. They need to have separate washroom, or these wash area should be inside the premises of the फैक्ट्री. अंदर ही होने चाहिए, उनको बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए यूसेज के लिए. दैट इज सेक्शन 42 in welfare measures. Next is facility for storing and drying clothes. If they are staying at the workplace, so they need to have a facility where they can store, or if they have washed their clothes, they can dry them. Okay. Next is facility for sitting. If they are having their lunch breaks or any break, so there need to be proper sitting area where they can have and go and take lunch or may take rest. Section 44. Next is first aid appliances, which is section number 45. So first aid appliances should be provided for and they should be readily accessible. क्या होते हैं first aid appliances? आपको बोलेंगे नहीं. So okay, no problem. Next is canteen, section 46. Where there are 250 or more workers ordinarily employed, the employer has to provide canteen facility. जहाँ पे 250 या उससे ज्यादा वर्कर्स है फैक्ट्री में, तो एम्प्लॉयर को कैंटीन का फैसिलिटी देना पड़ेगा. दैट इज अ मस्ट. सेक्शन 46. Next is shelter, restroom and lunch rooms. In every factory wherein more than 150 workers are employed, there shall be provision for shelter, restrooms and a suitable lunch room where workers can eat meals brought by them, or provision of drinking water. Okay. Next we have crèches. What are our crèches? For the benefit of female workers, where more than 30 of them are employed, the occupier shall provide crèches, that is suitable room or rooms for the use for their children under the age of 6. So women or men if they are having child who are under the age of 6 and those who cannot be left alone at home, so they can bring those children to the work. And factory having more than 30 employees in any organization, they need to have a crèche where their kids will be taken care of while these people are working. That is crèches. Section 48. नेक्स्ट इज वेलफेयर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स. पूरा फैक्ट्री की बात करिए, अब ऑफिसर्स की भी बात करेंगे. तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट may prescribe the duties, qualification and condition of service of such officer. Section 50 empowers the state government to exempt any factory or class of factory from compliance with any of the above mentioned welfare provision, provided that is prescribed alternative arrangement of the welfare of the workers. The state government may also require that the representative of the workers shall be associated with the management of the welfare arrangement of the workers. So these are the welfare measures provided. Next one is penalty and procedure. We have from penalty from section 92 to section 104. There are 12 sections which come under penalties and procedures. If at all they are not following these health and safety and welfare measures, or if they are found doing anything wrong or any such thing which can harm the employees, the worker working there in the manufacturing units. So if anything is being found or any person is being found, so what are the penalties and punishments for them? It is mentioned over here from section 92 to section 104. I like you to read it on your own. Okay. Now,
Okay.
okay. Now, shall we do quickly the objective parts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll start with objectives. Start reading and tell me the answers fast. We'll start with multiple choice questions.
Adult means a person who has completed 18 years.
Right. Next one.
Worker under this act means
Khatija, please read. Try to give answers. Yes, Khatija, continue.
worker under this act means employed directly by the management, employed through agencies, employed with or without the knowledge of principal employer. All of this, ma'am.
All of these. Correct. Next is ventilation.
Ventilation
Provision is
health provisions.
health provisions.
Hoist and lifts provision is a part of safety provisions.
Correct. Next one.
First aid and appliances provision is a part of welfare provision. C.
Okay. Now next, fill in the blanks. Priyanka, you read it.
Yes, ma'am. Child means a person who has not completed his 15 years of age. 15 years.
Not just answer it, kindly memorize all the answers so that it will be in your mind forever. What does child mean? A person who is a child who has not completed the age of 15.
15 years of age.
Yeah.
Inspecting staff of a factory are appointed by
state government. मैंने पहले भी बताया, state government appoints the inspecting staff. State government. जिस भी किसी स्टेट में आपका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट है, वहां पे जो भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है, that person will appoint the inspecting staff as well as they may appoint the assistant or they may appoint the accompanying staff or subject expert as well. All these are appointed by state government only. Next is
a piece rate worker who comes to work at his will is not Worker as per Factories Act.
He's a worker as per
As per
Factories Act.
Factories Act. Misuse of appliance by a worker is considered as offense by worker.
Misuse, ये आपका penalties और last वाला जो topic मैंने छोड़ा है उसका है. Next.
Adolescent means a person who has completed dash, not dash. 15 years, not 18 years of age.
Very good. So I believe the Factories Act is clear to you all. It is a easy one. जल्दी हो जाएगा. आपको खाली थोड़े से sections याद करने पड़ेंगे for long answers. And that is all about Factories Act. Okay. थोड़े से health measures क्या है? Try reading 10 health measures. Safety measures क्या है? Try reading safety measures. Welfare measures क्या है? Try reading 10 welfare measures. Then read few penalties and punishment. That's it. Your topic is covered.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, maybe tomorrow we will talk about this Industrial Dispute Act. Yeah, we'll cover this. Industrial. Again, this one is interesting. Industrial Dispute Act. Few definitions are there for you people to learn, few sections to memorize. Other than that, it's easy. You can easily understand. So that was all for today. If any question regarding the previous classes, I'm asking again and again. If any question is there, please put up. Other than that, anything else is there in your syllabus, in your curriculum, or any other question you want to ask me, how to write an answer, how to write a good answer, what are the techniques, tips, please ask, or we'll discuss all those things in the last class. Once I see all the important topics are being covered. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you Priyanka, thank you Khadija. So that was all for today. Tomorrow we'll start with the Industrial Dispute Act. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.